I was delighted because I do think it's most important that people go for these health checkups. They are an advantage to people, especially if they don't know that they have anything wrong with them. I personally would go every time.
You mentioned that your husband had previously had screening for an aortic aneurysm and that had been influential in your decision. Perhaps you could tell me about that.
Very much so. If it hadn't been for that screening, he wouldn't be here today. Thank God.
Well, I received a letter from the OxVALVE people asking me whether I would take part in a survey over OxVALVE conditions and that, and I decided that I would, for the fact that I like to try to help people along if they've got any problems, and if I can put something forward that will help them, then that's the way I feel that should be done.
I think it's a brilliant idea, it really is, you know, because there's a lot of people no doubt wouldn't bother to go up to the JR, you know, because of you know, perhaps a problem getting there, and, you know, it depends on the age and how active they are. But no, I think it's a great idea at your own health centre. It is.
Okay. On the actual day, can you describe what happened when you arrived for the appointment?
I went in and booked in, and the young lady came out, you know, that was doing the screening, and she called me in. I think I waited about 5 or 6 minutes. She came in, she was a lovely lady, she really was, you know, and she asked me some questions, took my blood pressure, which was normal, and she said to strip off to the waist, which I did, you know, and I had to lay on the couch and lay on my left side, and I didn't see the screen, and she came from back and just put the monitor on, you know, just on my chest light, and you know, she just was so friendly, you don't even realise, you know, it made you feel so comfortable. And you know, I was really comfortable. I'm usually sort of a bit strung up, but I felt really comfortable.
Tell me more about that. You're usually strung up. Do you mean you might have been a bit anxious about having to strip off? And
I don't know whether I'm allowed to say this or not, but I don't like standing in there with nothing on the top. And I said to her, I said, the only thing I don't like about this, I said, is showing everything I've got. She smiled and she said, no, she said, we don't take any notice. She said, in fact, there was one lady that walked out when she knew that she had to strip down. So, I mean, right, at our age, we're not used to it, are we, you know, but I still rather do that as not go at all. So, you know, I overcome that problem.
Yes, I mean, a set of numbers occupying that much of a page to a layman means nothing. But the findings are summarised. So I suppose, to be fair, this simply backs up some very simple statements. Left atrium, the left atrium is mildly dilated. Well, that's a statement. I don't know whether that's good or bad. Presumably one shouldn't have too much dilation, otherwise nothing gets through. But the aortic valve, blah, 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 appears structurally normal. Yes, I mean, there's some information here which I suppose if I got onto Google, I might be able to find out more about what it meant. So I'm not short of information. And there is a conclusion. The EF, whatever that is at the lower end of normal range. That sounds promising.
Well, of course it did make me worry, especially since I don't really know how serious it is now or how serious it could be in time to come. I'm not quite sure what I can or cannot do. I'm a very active person, and one likes to know beforehand. I might have been happier had I been told how serious it is or how unimportant it is, because to me it seemed, although it was found, but nobody gave me any indication as to what I can or cannot do. Avoid any strenuous exercise or work or anything like that, but as I say, at the moment I'm just waiting to see what happens.
And you're not sure yet whether they're going to ask you to go back for another appointment?
No, up till now nobody has bothered, so I'm just wondering, I feel rather a bit let down.
I think if there were a pamphlet or booklet or something that I could take home and look at, that would be helpful. But the person-to-person parts of it were absolutely fine. No problems there at all. Very pleasant. It was not in any way an unpleasant activity. Yeah.
I'd second that. I think the process itself was fine. I wouldn't place so much importance on a pamphlet, because if I want to find out about something, being a geeky sort of person, I would go and look on the internet. And I'm probably becoming one of those people who is a pain to the doctor, because I go in and sort of say, I think it's this or I think it's that. The one thing that I think would be helpful to us is that, having picked up Kathy as a person that they want to follow through, it would be nice to have some kind of feel for the time scale of that. We assume that since we're now 2.5 months or thereabouts downstream, that there's no pressing urgency there, but are we talking about a week, a month, 6 months, something like that?